hips are really, for me anyway, from what I've experienced, they're one area that like most like amateur golfers just aren't aware of.
Massively.
They're not like, when they're trying to think like, look at Dustin Johnson hitting a golf ball and being like, oh, he rotates his hips so much, like I'm gonna try and do that. It's like, it doesn't work like that.
No,
like,
it doesn't.
Hey, what's up guys? How's it going? Welcome to Mike's 3D Life, my YouTube channel, all about golf, fitness, health, lifestyle, all that sort of stuff. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to my channel, click that bell icon to be notified of all my future content, and if you're enjoying this video, give it a like. Have you ever tried to rotate your hips and your body more in your golf swing? And have you ever just struggled to do it? You watch all the PGA Tour players do it. They make it look so easy. They hit the ball so well, so solidly, and they use their bodies so effectively. If you have, then this video is definitely for you. A few months ago now, I was over at Maryswood College at the Advanced Performance Lab with Charlie Marshall. He was walking me through a program all about hip mobility, getting more rotation in the golf swing, and I'm going to share it with you guys. So I hope you enjoy, and I hope you learn something.
Hi guys, so today we are at Maryswood College at the Advanced Performance Lab with Charlie Marshall, and he is going to put me through a golf screening. Charlie, thank you very much.
That's all right.
For coming on the channel, mate.
Glad that you've popped down here.
Yeah, it is a great facility here. And yeah, he's basically going to put me through a golf screening. Today I'm working with him and Zane Scotland, who work as a team coaching and working on the physical mobility and strengthening of their athletes they work with together.
Through kind of like, I normally work from like hips, spine, movement, and then explosive work.
Yeah.
So we can kind of start with the hips and then...
Yeah, absolutely. It's with my weakest area anyway. So.
Okay, all right. Right, so the first one I'm going to do is 1990. Okay, you might have done this one before. It's basically to work on your external rotators and your internal rotation.
Okay, cool.
So with stretching, there's two different types that you kind of need to be aware of. So you've got your dynamic movement, okay, then you've got your static stretching, which is kind of more bordering towards your flexibility, okay?
Yeah.
The two types are very different depending on what your breathing pattern is, okay? Typically for my golfers, I have evening mobility drills, okay, then I have their pre-round routine or their pre-strength routine, okay? The pre-strength and the pre-round are basically more dynamic, okay?
Yeah.
So you're not gonna stand and hold like a 3-minute stretch when they're doing the pre-round routine, okay? Typically because it makes them feel lethargic, right? So we want to be on the other side, we want to be sort of bordering up and getting our nervous system ramped up, yeah? So 90-90, you want a 90-degree angle here, okay?
Yeah.
And then you want to try and get yourself as upright as possible, okay? Sometimes you might feel a little bit of tightness in here, all right? If you struggle with that, then basically raise your bum up, or if you struggle to get this leg near to the floor, you can bring this in. Okay. Yeah? And that'll take some of the stress off, all right? But we'll see when you get in the position. Then from there, the main point I want you to focus on is keeping your spine as tall as possible, okay? So, you know, like you're doing a stiff leg deadlift? It's exactly the same thing, but you're in this position, okay? So if you watch from the side, if you watch my posture, so I try and feel like I push my belly button up the whole time, okay? And then from there, I'm gonna start to lower my body down, okay? So you see how my lumbar spine is still nice and straight, okay? A bad version of this would be this, so you come down, okay, and completely lose all of the tension around the hip that you're trying to mobilize, all right?
I get you,
So you're here, okay, you come all the way down, okay, and you should feel that kind of like in the back here, in the posterior part of the hip, okay? So when we're doing a dynamic, I might typically have them come down a few times, so we come back and up 3 or 4 times, okay, just trying to get further each time, okay, and then they're going to turn into the internal rotation on the other side, okay? So bit like how we'd sit into a golf swing, okay? I want you to try and get your bum crease, okay, down towards the floor, okay? So I'm trying to turn my pelvis down, okay, and open my hips up like that, So when you turn, I don't want you to just turn your body and then not let your pelvis turn. Let your whole pelvis and then your body follows, okay? And you should feel that across the front here, okay? And again here, just hold it for a few seconds, okay? And if you struggle like trying to be upright and do it, okay, because sometimes you might get a little bit of pinching into here, just lean back slightly, okay? And that'll allow you to sit a little bit deeper, all right? And then what you do is you just flip between the two, okay? So You might hold this for a bit, then you come into here again, get nice and tall, come down.
Okay.
Then you're back into here again,
Yeah.
and then we're switching, yeah? So because obviously we're going to do a dynamic one today, we'll focus on flipping between the two.
Yeah.
And then we do is going to the other side, okay? And then we'll
Yeah.
see and monitor if there's any differences.
Okay.
Yeah?
Cool. Yeah, yeah.
All right, so we go. The setup's the most important thing though, okay? So
Okay.
if you don't get the setup right, then the likelihood of you doing the exercise correct is going to be kind of like quite low, okay?
Yeah.
So we want 90 degrees on the front leg.
Okay.
And then 90 degrees at the back, and it should just feel like the knee is just outside the hip, if that makes sense. Yeah?
Okay, yeah.
On the right side.
Okay.
Now this is the important part, okay? So you're gonna try and get upright. Okay. So where do you feel that when you try and get upright?
Like right in here.
Okay, so now you're probably gonna feel it even more, okay? We need to get that right pelvis forwards.
Okay.
Like that.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So see how now your two bony points, your pelvis,
Yeah.
okay, are pointing forwards. This
Yeah.
one was too far back.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so now you should feel like everything's stacked on top of the hip.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, now from here, I want you to feel like you're pushing your belly button forwards
Okay.
and start to lower your body, but hold your posture as if you're trying to do a stiff leg deadlift, yeah?
Okay.
Okay, off you go. How does that feel?
So tight.
Quite a big stretch?
Yeah.
And where are you
like,
feeling it?
I've got tightness in kind of my right hip, like
Yeah.
there, right on the side.
Yeah.
And then kind of, obviously stretching kind of down along.
So if we were doing kind of like your evening mobility,
Yeah.
you might spend a little bit longer in that bottom position.
Yes.
Okay. And just do like 10 deep breaths.
Yeah.
Okay. But when you're doing pre-round, you don't want to be doing too much like actual deep stretching.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're
yeah.
just trying to access mobility that you already have.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, right, let's try the internal one. Reach back for me.
Okay. So
So you're going to reach that right hand back, and I want you to feel like this bum crease is coming down to the floor. There you go. Yeah?
yeah.
Good, and keep that chest up. Okay, now you can just do a few deep breaths in there, okay? This will feel slightly deeper, okay, because we're actually manipulating the capsule around the hip.
Okay, yeah.
All right, so it's going to feel like it's almost like a clamp.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, good. Now come back to the front bit. Perfect. Get that pelvis in good alignment. There we go. Good. Now start to come down. All right. Now let's flip between the two, and we'll do 5 reps, coming down into using the external rotators, and then rotate into the internal rotators. Yeah. That's it. And each time I just want you to literally feel like you're sitting down onto that right hip. Yeah. There we go. So whenever you're doing all the stretching as well, try and let your body adjust to being in that position.
Okay.
So if I'm doing this, even dynamic mobility, okay,
Yeah.
you need to be in a semi-relaxed state when you're doing it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so you can't be like coming down, fighting it, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. So I don't want to
Yeah.
see you like going like that. It
Yeah.
should be like, almost like, you know, take control of the movement,
Okay.
come down, and yeah, I can feel the stretch there.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to stay as relaxed as possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because if you fight it,
Yeah.
all right, your body's not going to make the adjustments that it needs to
Yeah.
make. Yeah.
I think that's just years of in the gym
Yeah.
and fighting against weight.
Lifting heavy.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the thing about lifting heavy is it does actually stiffen your muscles up, which is obviously the
It's-
adaptations, but there needs
Yeah.
to be a balance between the two.
The problem is I started lifting before taking golf too seriously and also doing very much sort of mobility and flexibility
Okay.
work as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
So
yeah.
now I'm kind of playing catch up.
Yeah. Get there. Yeah?
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, you can see this one's a little bit tighter.
Yeah.
That's it, perfect. And left arm goes back and just sit into that left hip.
Yeah, I can already feel this one doesn't want to kind of move
Yeah.
down. Hips are really, for me anyway, from what I've experienced, they're one area that like most like amateur golfers just aren't aware of. They're
Yeah,
not,
massively.
They're not like when they're trying to think like look at Dustin Johnson hitting a golf
Yeah.
ball and being like, oh, he rotates his hips so much. Like I'm gonna try and do that. It's like
Yeah.
it doesn't work like that.
No,
Like,
it doesn't.
You haven't seen all the work he's put in
Yeah.
the gym with his physios
Yeah.
and the years it's
And
taken.
also, like, I think there is, some people do just have, like,
Yeah, like-
better joint mobility.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, you know, that's some people just born with that.
Yeah.
And then some people aren't.
Yeah.
So it is a product of what you've been doing as well. So if you've done years and years of strength training
Yeah.
with not much mobility, then obviously it's going to take you time. But
Yeah,
it
yeah.
isn't impossible.
Yeah.
You know, if you were religious with it, the one thing you got to do is be consistent.
Yeah.
I think the one thing that most people struggle with is the concentration when they're doing it.
Yeah.
Because it's not like, you know, you're not going to go and do like a heavy deadlift. It's something
Yeah.
that's quite like a fine movement or
Yeah.
something that requires a little bit more attention.
Yeah, yeah.
People tend to switch off.
Yeah, yeah.
So they'll end up just like going through the motions. I've done
Yeah.
stretching now, and like giving themselves a pat on the back, and then I'll get them in about 3 weeks later,
Yeah.
go through the technique again, it'll be completely wrong.
Yeah.
And being disciplined to do your pre-round routine every time,
Yeah.
and knowing that after I've done that, I should be moving well enough to go and play well.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time, some people don't play well because they don't move well,
Yeah.
and that's why sometimes they can go out on the course and, you know, play unbelievable and move really well. Might be a byproduct of what they've done that day. You
Yeah.
know, they could have done a gym session. They could have just had like, you know, a really good night's sleep.
Yeah.
So there's so many different factors that affect it, especially
Yeah.
with mobility.
And how many people go straight from like the office to a golf course? And,
Oh, yeah.
And they've just been sat down.
I mean,
for
I do
7,
it
8
myself.
hours.
It's not
Yeah.
like everyone does it. It's
Yeah.
just, but like I've got club champs tomorrow.
Oh,
so
have you?
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But because I know it's a big competition,
Yeah.
I'll get there early.
Yeah.
And I'm going to spend 30, 45 minutes doing my physical warm up.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I know that that's the most important thing. I know I can go and hit a golf ball. That's not
Yeah.
the important thing to me.
Yeah.
The most important thing is that I move well. So
Yeah.
if I know that I've focused on that, normally 9 times out of 10 I swing it well.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't normally program these, to be honest, but if someone does have sticky hips like
Yeah.
your left hip does, then I do find it can help.
Okay.
But sometimes it is more of a feeling
Yeah.
rather than a mobility increase. That makes
Okay.
sense. So
Yeah.
sometimes people do it and go, oh, it feels a little bit better, and
Yeah.
it does move a bit better as well.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what we do first. Actually, let's do some hip cars
Okay.
as an assessment. Okay. So have you ever done hip cars?
Don't think so. No.
Do you know anything about them?
No.
Okay, so basically a hip car is basically taking your hip for its full range of motion with maximal tension.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going into hip flexion, abduction, external rotation, internal and extension.
Okay.
So I'm going to use this to hold on to. Okay, so I'm literally going to grip onto here as tight as I can.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm going to use my right hip to move first, all right? So I'm going to drive my leg right up into flexion as far as I can go. Okay. I'm going to come out into abduction.
Okay.
But what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to keep my pelvis as straight as possible.
Yeah, yeah.
Then external rotation, internal,
Okay.
and then kick back.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So what we'll do is we'll do this as an assessment first.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we'll do the distractions and see if it's improved.
Okay, cool.
And that can be improved by feeling or
Yeah.
by the way it looks as well.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Feels like heaven, come and feel like us.
What you do is you keep the band on one leg for about 2 to 3 minutes, okay, but you go through different movements.
Okay.
So the first one, you've got to get the band right up into the groin area,
Okay.
okay? First one we're going to do is just hip flexion, okay?
Okay.
So you're going to do just like a hip flexor stretch, basically.
Yeah.
So you're going to tuck pelvis under,
Yeah.
okay? Arm in the air, and then you're basically just going to drive the hip forward and reach over this way, okay?
Okay, yeah.
Trying to get a little bit of rotation in the upper back.
Yeah.
All right, let's do 10 of those.
Okay.
And then you're going to go straight into let's do this one, the hip flexion with the band pulling into abduction.
Yeah.
Okay, so the bands, what you want to do is get a nice stretch on the band.
Yeah.
Okay, but then you need to try and relax this leg as much as you can, okay? So just let it go dead, and then you're just going to practice sitting into the hip like that, okay?
Yeah.
I'll get you a pad for this as well. All right, then the
Okay.
next one is the groiners.
Yeah.
So into here, okay? You want your body at a slight angle this time, so the band's gonna be put at a slight angle.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you're just gonna get into like a split position here, okay? And I like to get the elbow down and
Okay.
rotate up,
Yeah.
yeah?
Yeah.
Just like that, and then the last one's the adductor.
Yeah.
So into here, band's gonna be pulling right back,
Okay.
okay? Leg nice and straight,
Yeah.
all right? You should feel that in the long adductors here, okay? And then you wanna try and maintain your lumbar posture as much as you can. And you're just gonna slowly start to sit back,
Okay.
point the toe up, and the foot down, okay?
Okay.
Come forward a tiny bit. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect.
See if I can
And you just go through all of those movements.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay.
It feels like heaven, come and feel like I.
It's a good thing I've got these on video so that I can make sure I'm doing them right.
So I think the main thing that you need to focus on is pelvis position with any stretches you do.
Yeah.
If your pelvis is out, it's normally a compensation.
Yeah.
So like for this one, most people have their pelvis up like this and down, so then you lose a stretch.
Yeah.
So you need to make sure the pelvis is like nice and level, and it stays level throughout.
Yeah. See, yeah, when I keep
See
it
what I
level,
mean? So
really
yeah.
struggle to turn that toe up.
Yeah. All right, jump up. Let's do your hip cars as a reassessment. Okay, go back. Just really slow it down, okay? We're trying to get to those end ranges, so I'm going to push you on this one. Go on, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Good. Okay, now open up. Good. Go on, open up. Keep going. Nice, good, external. Good, keep going, keep going, keep going. Good, internal. Go on, more, and now kick back. Keep that right leg strong. Kick back, kick back, kick back, kick back, kick back. Good. Okay, do it on your own. I want you, that's exactly how you should feel like it gets done, all right? Yeah?
Absolutely killer.
But do you see the movement?
Yeah.
Yeah, so much better.
Yeah.
All right, so it's probably a combination of doing the cars to a little bit more of a high degree.
Yeah.
But then if you didn't have, if your mobility was poor anyway,
Yeah.
you wouldn't be able to get to those end ranges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is where more people should spend a bit of money in golf, really, rather than having so many lessons. Have a session
Yeah,
like
100%.
this.
But
with-
well, this is where me and Zane are trying to combine
Yeah.
the two. So, because there's a massive aspect to
Yeah.
like what you're trying to do in the golf swing and whether your body can do it. I'm just going to try and turn
Okay.
your body up like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you should feel that mainly kind of along the front of the hip, into the ribs and into the lat.
Okay, cool.
Okay, and then you can also turn the other way, which gets you left side of the hip,
Okay.
and also more lat on the right side when you do that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So, that's it, go on. Bum back. Go on, really drop the bum to the floor. Good. You feel it in the lat?
Yeah.
Get a little bit of external rotation in there as well. Okay, now drive your right foot towards me. That's it. Now turn this up like that. Good. That's it. Perfect. Should feel that all along here.
Yeah.
Do you? Is that where you feel it?
I feel it also in like, kind of along like.
Okay, into the hip as well.
Yeah.
Cool. That's it. And then you can turn the other way. So now turn the rib cage the other way. And you'll feel that under here more.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then also a little bit in here.
Not quite as much actually.
Okay.
But
So just in here. All right.
yeah, I should not have worn grey today to show how much I'm sweating.
Yeah, so typically that's kind of like how you would warm up and then maybe do a bit of explosive
Yeah.
work at the end.
Cool.
All right.
I mean, don't know how I'd do that in my normal workout
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. So, but that's the thing,
Yeah.
like you condense it. So if you were
Yeah.
doing like a pre-strength, it wouldn't take that long.
No, yeah.
It would typically take like 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And you just like each exercise, you go one exercise, two exercises, like
Yeah.
a circuit, until you feel completely ready to
Yeah.
go and then do an actual workout.
Yeah, definitely.
But it never lasts as long as that. So
No.
obviously we've just been coaching you, so it's
Yeah.
taken much longer.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Cool.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
That's all right.
That's great.
Well done.
Awesome. So that's done, and that was a lot more difficult than I was personally expecting it to be. Definitely got more of a workout than I had originally planned. How did I do?
Yeah, no, it went really well. I think, like I said, with most amateur golfers, it's normally the way that you do the exercises and the mobility and the prep before you play. That's the main thing. So, and a lot of people get it wrong, basically. So I think hopefully it was a good insight to how, you know, how I do things and how you can do things in the future that will help you get prepped for golf, really.
Yeah, definitely. And I think my stretching in the past has been a bit one-dimensional. I've been doing the same stretches in the morning, evening, before a gym session, after a gym session. Whereas some of the stuff we've talked about today has definitely been about the different types of stretching and movements, you would do pre-round or...
Yeah, or in the evening, so typically they're quite different. So pre-round, obviously, we want to get your body prepped to go and swing a drive 120 miles an hour. You don't want to be, you know, lethargic, or if you've done any static stretching for too long, it can actually, you know, have a negative effect rather than a positive effect. So you want to make sure that as you step out from your physical warm-up, you should be able to pick a driver out of the bag and hit it straight away. You shouldn't have to hit balls to actually warm up. If that makes sense. So,
which does make sense, yeah. And when you think about it, it's definitely something that I think most golfers, not necessarily just amateurs, but golfers of all levels, are probably guilty of going straight from the office or straight from home, straight to the range, start hitting some wedges, start whatever, don't really think about warming the body up. Whereas you would never go into a gym session and then just start deadlifting, whatever it is.
Some people do.
Some people do. Not for very long though, because they tend to be seeing the physio pretty soon after that. But really appreciate it, Charlie. Thanks a lot, mate. Really appreciate it.
Come down, mate.
Guys, go check out Charlie Marshall Advanced Performance Lab here at Merriswood College, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks. Cool.